Hey peeps, we are back. We are talking The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 18, which is the reunion part 1. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. Okay, so you can tell that Bravo and Andy, they are sick of Robin, okay? The show starts off with a clip from Robin and Giselle's podcast, Reasonably Shady, where Robin was admitting to Juan speaking with this lady. Then it goes into a clip of Robin talking to Andy on Watch What Happens Live when Andy was trying to hold her feet to the fire, and she gave us that fake story that the lady was talking to Juan, but she was really dating a Baltimore Raven, and she came from Canada, lost her wallet, and reached out to Juan, and that's why the hotel room bill was in Juan's name. Nobody buys it. Nobody believes it. That's a bunch of BS. The lady had other receipts and other information that she brought out. And she was very clear in stating that Juan told her that there was nothing between Robin and him, that they were just together for the kids and for convenience, and that she and Juan had the sex. Okay? Robin, I don't know who the hell you think you're fooling. I think you only married Juan to keep the storyline going so that you can try to stay on the show. And if Bravo asked me my opinion, which they don't, I wish they would, I would tell them going into season 8, we don't need Robin, and Giselle can be demoted to a friend of. I'm just saying. What I did appreciate was the previews for next week's episode. It shows unaired footage of Robin and Andy's conversation. So I really want to see what that is, because remember, there was some talk from the audience members that were there for Watch What Happens Live, and they said that things got really heated between Robin and Andy. And we didn't see that on the show. So I wonder if that's some of the footage that they are going to show up part 2 of the reunion. Now, honey, at the beginning of the show, you know how they're all in their dressing rooms getting glam. Andy asked Karen what she thought about Charisse being there. And she said, well, Charisse should be here. Lord knows she was everywhere. You guys filmed her as much as you possibly could, and it was a flop. Okay, let this be done. Let this be over. You want to bring somebody back, bring back Katie. Katie was online. She let everyone know that she is clean and sober now, and she is working a minimum wage job at a grocery store. And you know what? My hat goes off to Katie. Congratulations on being sober, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with working at a grocery store. You go, girl, getting your life back together. Bravo, bring Katie back. She was much more interesting. Now, when Candace brought out the t-shirt for Andy, not today, Satan, not today, neck, not today, ankles, I cracked up so hard. Listen, you guys can go out onto Candace's website and get your Not Today Satan t-shirts if you're interested. I thought that was really cute. It was very good for her to have those shirts available, her website up and running on the night of the reunion. You know, I ain't saying anything about She by Sheree. I haven't said a word. The look on Robin and Giselle's face when they found out they were not going to be sitting next to each other on the couch. Oh, they were outdone. They were ticked off. When the man sitting them in their seats said that Wendy was going to be sitting on Giselle's couch, she said, Wendy. The chairs next to Andy should have been filled with Candace and Wendy. And by the way, I would like to offer my sincere apology to Wendy. When we saw the reunion looks, Wendy and Ashley were on the very bottom for me. Now watching the dress on the reunion show, I am sorry. I have changed my order and my decision. I think that number 1 was absolutely Candace from head to toe. She killed the look. Number 2 was Wendy. Wendy was given everything gorgeous. Number 3, Mia. Okay, these 3 ladies understood the assignment. And even though I had Karen as number 1, Karen is going down to number 4. Those 4 ladies brought it. Now, the others, I don't know. You know, Giselle's hair, all the bedazzled diamonds, I didn't like it very much. And Robin's hair looked unfinished. I don't know. Moving on. This episode, we didn't get much of Karen, but we got a whole lot of looks. Karen's faces were killing me. It wasn't just Karen, it was also Candace. Karen, Candace, and Wendy was giving face. They was giving laughter. It was too much. I said, y'all are y'all's own sideshow. Like, they were hilarious. Ashley in this house situation, right off the rip, I'm just gonna let you know, my ex cannot have a key to my house. That is a no-go. We are in a technology age. If there was an emergency and you needed to pick the kids up, take them to your house, number one. Number two, if you really truly did need to get into my house, you know what? They have apps that you can unlock and relock the doors from wherever you are. If you need to get in my house and it's a real emergency, I'll unlock the app for you so you can get in for something. But you do not need a key to my house. That is an absolute hell to the no. No way, no way, no way. I said, girl, listen, this is ridiculous. The man has a key to your house. He is pretty much orchestrating what you do. Then you let us know that you are not getting any money out of this. You signed that bogus ass prenuptial agreement. And I thought to myself, now wait a minute. Ashley was in her 20s when she met Michael. And it wasn't the early 20s. I think she was in her mid 20s when she met him. Any reasonable adult would say, okay, I understand that you have created wealth for yourself and you would like to have a prenup. But what person is not taking this prenup to a lawyer to go through all the fine print? I'm not signing anything until I have had a lawyer go through the fine print. She gets this house that she cannot afford. So in other words, if this man at some point decides that he don't want to deal with you anymore, he doesn't want to take care of you anymore, he can just stop making these payments on this house. And then she says that when she was dating that Luke guy, it was a long weekend. Luke was spending the night at her house. Michael decides to bring the kids back a day early and Luke has to leave. And it's just too damn much. I understand Luke leaving because she said she had only been dating him for a couple months. And I can tell you right now, I didn't bring any dudes around my son right away. No, 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 no. I have dated several people, but only 2 of those people know my son. Because because I don't take chances with my kids. So I understand her saying, due to the kids being there, you know, Luke had to leave. But then she said it was out of respect for the kids and Michael. I don't give a shit about being respectful to Michael because Michael didn't care about respecting you when he was down to the casino and everywhere else all over town spreading it wide. You know what I mean? And then for the simple fact that you stayed with this man for all these years, put up with all of this crap, had these babies by him, and then you still walk away without the bag. Now, I'm not saying that women should be gold diggers. I'm not saying that women should be sugar babies, none of that. But I do think that you should walk away with something. And I look at her and I think to myself, the whole time you have been with him, you didn't create any businesses that could sustain you. You didn't put away a little shoebox money. You know, what did you do? And then when they bring in the comment, when she says that Candace was the least accomplished, I said, wait a minute. How is that possible? Candace used to work for the Obama administration. Candace has a new TV show coming out. Candace has been on tour with her deluxe album. Candace has been all over the Grammy Awards, every other awards. She's also on the show. She also got her master's degree or something like that. You know, Candace is accomplished. She is married. She has she's married just like you. Ashley, what exactly have you accomplished? You are sitting on this same show with her, and as she has pointed out, you wouldn't be able to afford that house that you have if Michael wasn't paying the $13,000 a month mortgage. Candace's mom paid for that townhouse, but Candace came with the deed and showed that Candace's name was on it. So when Ashley made that comment about you've got to do something for yourself, and she knows for sure her kids will have a home in their own name when they're 30, how do you know that for sure? How do you know that? You don't know exactly what your kids will be doing when they're 30. And she also mentioned on social media that the house that her parents bought her sister is also in her sister's name. Parents can do whatever the hell they want to do for their kids, period. I think that Candace handled Ashley beautifully.
Yes, second time around.
Wow.
Thank you.
We have to give each other at least an hour's notice if we want to come see the kids. There was one incident. Michael was supposed to have my children until Monday. He dropped my children off at the house on Sunday night, and Luke was there. So Luke had to leave immediately and get on a train to go back to New York.
Will you get half of what he has?
No, man. It really just did not work out in my favor. Essentially, everything that Michael came into the marriage with is his.
Do you know how much he is worth and where his money is and how much money he has?
No. According to the prenup, I'm not allowed to get alimony.
Wow.
Guys, okay. Yeah.
I know. She has no idea.
I didn't get into the nitty.
The babies are out, and it's time to secure the bag.
She didn't secure the bag.
Ashley, a few seasons ago, you called Candace the least accomplished on the cast. This season, she has a flourishing music career. Do you still think she's the least accomplished, or is that you? Oh, that's mean.
I apologize to Candace for saying that. And I am an accomplished woman. And I stand by the fact that I think as an adult, at some point in time, you do need to be responsible for yourself. I had a
you
spouse.
are not.
Your name was not
But
on
could
that
you have
home.
gotten that house without Michael?
I could have gotten another home.
But not that one.
That's true.
But the home that
yeah.
you have, that's probably, what, about $2 million?
More.
You could not have afforded on your own.
True. And that's
I was
comfortable.
maligned incessantly for seasons because of my generational wealth. And if you are able to attain the decorations that he put in these papers to distract you, you, I pray, will have that for your children. Thank you.
And then when the person said that Ashley was just going after the bag, when Mia said, but she didn't secure the bag, that was all facts. You did not secure the bag. But what made me laugh the most was when Andy asked Ashley about her wanting to be monogamous now, and that being one of the reasons she was divorcing Michael. He turned around and looked at Mia and he said, you clearly don't have any problems with not being monogamous or something like that. He said, I don't know. Mia and everybody just chuckled. And I said, shit, that is the truth. But then she made this comment that the way you get them is the way you keep them. And she didn't feel that she had the right to change up. I understand she might take a chance in losing her husband if she did decide that she didn't want to practice in these threesomes and things like that. But I don't think that she should be held to that. Like, how long are you held to practicing and participating in this? You grow, you learn, you develop, you move on. You shouldn't have to be participating in something that you don't want to anymore. So I don't blame Ashley for that. If Ashley wants to change, she has every right to do that, just as Mia has every right to continue to do what she wants to do. But I am hoping that she doesn't think she has to keep doing this to keep Gordon, because that wouldn't be fair. Am I making sense? Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not judging her. I just think that she should know that if she wants to stop, she should be able to.
I thought you were the CEO. So
Yes.
how can someone take a business
No, so when people don't
away from the
understand-
CEO?
yeah.
So he took you off the
think
bank
so.
account.
I don't think
Yeah, a board meeting, and we voted in a third member. 2 against 1, they voted him out.
3 people on the board?
Plus you, so
So
it's 4.
no, there's a total of 8, and
There's 8.
There's total of 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just about 5 minutes ago, there were 3.
Because it looked very much like a little bit of embezzlement, kind of. Like there was money that you guys were taking from the company, and that was paying for the house, that was paying for the renovation. I'm apologizing to you
When?
right now. And I will apologize to him for that term.
Okay.
Because he didn't.
Not needed. You all of a sudden want to slide in an apology?
No, I'm not sliding
Please
it in. He
take the
asked me-
apology and shove it up your ass.
Oh.
Okay. Not accepted.
You think
Yes.
it'll-
She accused
Do
him
you
of
think
sexual assault when
No, I
she
didn't.
said that Ashley's friend was grabbed on the ass by him. That's her MO.
again,
Damage every
again.
man's reputation because she is mad that her stinks.
We all have conversations about whatever's going on
this
about
is not
stuff.
an all lives matter moment. You are the culprit.
There has now become a clear pattern of this happening time and time again with people's husbands,
My God.
where you have a problem, but the timing always coincidentally happens when the camera starts rolling.
Oh.
You're not smart.
Yeah, I kind of am.
Instead of talking about her uterus and what's happening with her personal life, she would rather malign and with people's families. Your dwindling uterus was waiting for you to put it on TV.
Now, the whole thing with Mia, listen, I don't know if Mia started this whole health scare thing because the season was about to start and they were going to start filming. I absolutely have no idea. What I do know is that I'm very happy that she does not have cancer. This woman has small children and they need their mom. If this was made up for storyline, shame on you, Mia, because cancer is real and cancer is taking our family, our friends, our coworkers away from us in this world. And this is something that you just don't play with. However, I am happy that she does not have cancer. And I think that Wendy made a valid point when she said, listen, I didn't believe you. I thought you were lying. And, you know, Wendy was busted. You know what I mean? She was busted calling her a liar, but it was a little different from Robin because Robin was in her face pretty much saying, you're a big time liar. You're lying. This doesn't make sense. Well, where's your lumps? Can we see the lump? You know, she was acting like a complete ass to Mia, whereas Wendy was allowing her to tell her lies and not call her on it. She just happened to get busted on a hot mic moment saying that she thought that Mia was a liar. And Wendy said it. She said, you were at a dermatologist, not an oncologist. You know, there was a lot going on and, you know, it was pretty much, you know, a rash. When Mia made that comment that she wished she had an opportunist husband who could film her down at the hospital, I thought that was a very low blow. But I appreciate Wendy for the comeback. Wendy said, well, maybe your next husband will be there to support you. I mean, seriously, I don't think that Mia and Gordon's relationship is going to last much longer, especially now that the money train has stopped. But when Mia was explaining this board member situation, my mind went to
that you
I mean, really, girl? I think that some of the stuff that Mia was saying did make sense, but it didn't make sense to the girls because she was all over the place. All she had to say was the board voted him out. It sounded as if she was saying that they have a regular board of directors and then they have a managing board. And the managing board is the board that manages the everyday interactions of the business, and they decided to get rid of Gordon. But she went from 3 members of the board to 8 members on the board, and I don't know if she was combining the board of directors with the managing board. I have no idea what the hell was going on, but I was over it. And then when she mentioned that they had rented that house in Potomac, they rented a house in Charlotte, they rented a condo in Charlotte and something else, and then she said they were bi-coastal. I said, but what? And then Wendy said it for everybody, but they're on the same coast. And then she was just confused and doing too damn much. I think she should have just said, listen, ask all the business questions when Gordon gets out here. It would have been better to just say you didn't know or you would prefer not to speak about it because there's some sort of legal action going on or something. But what really took the cake for me was Giselle on national television. National television. This woman accused her and her husband of embezzlement. I said, well, shit. Mia, this is the girl that's on your team. You picked the wrong team, because you best believe if you had been team Wendy would have never accused you and your husband of embezzlement on national TV. You know, something else I thought about Ashley's situation with her divorce and her not getting anything. And she told Giselle that she had no idea how much money Michael had or where the money was. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Listen, I've never been married, but God willing, I will be one day. First thing I would have done was got myself a bulldog of an attorney. Do you understand me? Then I would have gotten the best forensic accountant. and a private investigator. There is no way that all three of them would not be working together to pull this man down. We would squeeze his ass until every dime fell the hell out. I'm getting everything that I deserved. I put up with you and them old balls for all these years. I want it all. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Then Giselle, Lord have mercy, she asked Andy, has he ever been with a woman before? And he said no. I said, he's a gold star. I didn't know that. And then she volunteers her services if he hasn't had a lady by the time he's 60. And he said, I think that would be an HR issue. Ma'am, listen, don't volunteer your vagina to Andy Cohen. Andy, call me. I'm just saying, it's no HR issue here. It'll be just my luck. I'll get pregnant and then I'll get the bag. I'm just saying, call me Andy. Honey, when they went to the montage of Candace and Giselle. Now listen, Giselle thought she had a moment. She's going to tell production 15 minutes after we wrapped. Chris Bassett DMs me. Girl, stop this, okay? You and your bun. Stop it. Okay, so Chris sends her this DM, and from what I could see, this is what it said. Hey, I'm sorry we did not get a chance to talk this season because I feel it needed to be had. And maybe sometime you, Candace, and I can have that conversation. If I truly made you feel uncomfortable, for that I am sorry. But I'll be honest, I have been very angry about how this has played out and some of the words that have been used. And that is why I have been hesitant. I do want you to know that I respect you as a woman and would never do anything intentionally to make you feel any way. Today was Candace's day, and I just wanted to celebrate her and not, and then it cuts off. So I don't know what the rest of the message was that he said to her, but Giselle was reaching, and Candace let us know that he sent her that message before they saw the season, before they knew all the different stories. And it's really weird because at one point in Giselle's story, she says that they were at the reunion and Chris wanted to go back to her dressing room. But then on the reunion, it was Chris wanted to go to her bedroom. I don't recall that at the beginning. Am I missing something? And then on the reunion somewhere, Robin says, can we agree though that it's probably is not the best idea for a married man to be in a hotel room with a single woman? And I said, well shit, is it okay for a fiance to be at the hotel banging out a single woman? I don't think so. Not if he's my fiance. I'm just saying. And then Chris gets online and he says, Robin ain't shit for this comment. This completely contradicts everything that you said at lunch with Candace and I. And after everything that has come out after the reunion, let me go and pay for some rando's hotel room. I'll be right back. Chris Bassett for the win. Okay, Chris and Candace are real good at telling somebody off. I love it. I'm here for it. We found out that Candace has 6 frozen embryos, and I am really excited for her and Chris. Now, the sexual assault thing that Giselle was, that Candace was saying that Giselle was accusing Chris of, I agree with that. When you say that this man is out grabbing asses, that's sexual assault. And that is not okay. And then when Giselle says, well, you talked about Juan, you talked about Michael Darby. Excuse me, ma'am. You talked about Michael Darby. You talked about Eddie. You talked about Chris. You talked about Monique's husband, Chris. You talk about Ray. Ma'am, shut the hell up. You know what? I don't blame Candace. Candace telling her this is not an all lives matter moment. And then, letting her know that you are the common denominator. You are the culprit. You are the one who starts all these lies and use them as a storyline on national TV. And then Wendy tagged in and shuts Giselle's ass completely down. She says, you know what? This is what you do. This is your MO. You are the one who is causing these problems. We can't tell. You did the same thing to each one of us girls, pretty much. You're going to wait to the reunion to apologize to this man for dragging him through the mud and making him out to be something that he is clearly not, that was backed up with footage. Girl, bye. I agree with Candace. Shove it. You know what? I think that Candace clearly ready to read everyone down to the ground. She was calm, she was rational, she delivered facts. She absolutely did. Ashley trying to come for her, girl, goodbye. Okay? You didn't own a property when you were 30 years old either. And didn't we see Michael helping your mama? I'm just saying. Candace, she delivered part one of this reunion. And when you think about it, as long as Michael owns that house and he pays for everything, he's still in control of Ashley. You know what I mean? He's in charge of you. And it's ridiculous that after being on this show for 7 seasons, you can't bankroll yourself. Now, at one point in the reunion, Candace makes this comment that Giselle should have been talking about her real issues that she was going through, her fibroids, her uterus, and then she makes a comment that her dwindling uterus was waiting to be on national TV. A lot of people got pissed off at Candace for this. You know, I'm on the fence. I laughed, but then I thought, I know a lot of people were upset and offended by this, and so I checked with a few people that I know who have had hysterectomies, and they laughed hysterically. They thought it was hilarious. Personally, I wasn't mad at Candace for the statement. Giselle came for her marriage. She came for her husband's reputation. She drugged this man the entire season, and you know what? If you go low, people can go lower. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at Candace. I'm sorry. I hope I haven't let any of you down, but I'm not pissed off at Candace in this statement. Also, there was an interview with Mia where she said that Robin and Giselle, and I think Ashley, but I can't remember for sure, they did get together with her at the beginning of the season to propel this storyline about Chris. And she did say that at first in the beginning, she did go with it, but then she thought better of it and realized that that wasn't the right thing to do. So, you know, they did the same thing to Monique and her husband. This is what they do. Let's keep all of our stuff private, but let's, you know, shine a spotlight and cause problems for these other girls. I don't know. This first part was really good. I was here for it. And when Candace was going at Giselle, I said,
flawless victory.
Yes, honey. Finish her. I am sick of Giselle. Goodbye, Giselle. Good night. Okay. Demote her to friend of or get rid of her altogether. I'm just saying. Anyway, peeps, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.